Well, since we've all got nothing else to do, and it looks like we're not getting out of the keep anytime soon, who wants to start telling us what they've been doing? Because we haven't gotten a chance to catch up at all since we got here on account of that dragon. And that means all of you should get down here. I can imagine Dusk just like shouting, Chloe! Like at the top of the tower. But, yeah. So let's go. For one thing, Dawn, where did you learn magic?
Also draconic.
Also draconic. Where did Joey learn draconic?
I have been spending my time in academic pursuits, which should not come as a surprise to any of you. I didn't bring this up before since things became hectic rather quickly, but during my time in Baldur's Gate, I've taken on the moniker of Brainard, and I am respectfully demanding that you refer to me as such from henceforth. It's a far more respectable name.
What's wrong with Dawn?
will cheerfully respond, "Okay, Dawn."
Glare. You just frightened a dragon. You don't want him glaring at you.
Philandra does not seem to notice the glare. We just lose someone?
No.
Oh, okay.
Man, I ran into Dawn. Waverly doesn't even care. I ran into Dawn in Baldur's Gate, and he wouldn't even. I don't know what he's been doing, but he wouldn't even acknowledge me.
Dawn.
Dawn, that wasn't very nice.
Have I ever been nice? Shrugs.
You got this whole brand new you got a brand new name, and you're a brand new person. You don't have any time for us, I guess. I thought we were all family.
I am here, aren't I?
Probably only because you have to.
Shrugs. I'm still here.
This is not the reunion I would have chosen under the circumstances.
I didn't envision the dragon as part of this.
Fire, dragons, cultists. Well, it's all the better, I guess. I spent most of my time just wandering around, seeing things, learning to work with things. I'm a tinker now. And on top of that, I good at, well, beating things up, as you've all probably noticed.
It was difficult to miss.
What with the jumping on the dragons and things.
That was really impressive, by the way.
It was really
thank
reckless.
you. Oh, well, I made it, didn't I?
You also made it straight to the ground.
I lived.
I don't really think that's the point that you should be taking away from this.
Well, if we're going to be speaking about reckless, Waverly, why do you keep charging headfirst? You are 2 feet tall, Hunnabun. You cannot just go charging into all our opponents with their swords and daggers and, giving me a heart attack.
I guess I'm just not used to fighting so many people at once. That didn't come up much when I was in Baldur's Gate. I mean, it was a pretty rough part of town that I was living in, but generally, if someone was trying to mug me or whatever, then it was one-on-one.
Did that happen a lot?
Yeah. Oh, God.
They thought, it happens sometimes. They thought I was an easy target.
It's the smallest ones that usually find the best openings.
That's
Exactly.
true.
They always underestimate me.
Which, as we've seen, is clearly a mistake. How many people have you taken down by yourself?
Mind you, when I was fighting people, they were, gangsters or common hoods or pickpockets. I mean, pickpockets weren't very good, obviously, but I mean, I guess I haven't fought much in the way of cultists. I guess they're a little tougher.
Okay, did anybody here do anything that wasn't questionable during our year away?
What do you mean by
This-
questionable?
Well, for one thing, I still don't think. Okay, Dawn, while we're speaking about your magic, why does your bird talk?
It's a raven. They do that.
Oh no, my connection is dropping. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, there goes my connection.
No.
I'm impressed that she could say, "Oh no."
And as the connection drops, as filler, a large fellow walks by, listening in on the conversation for a moment, and he says, I have the reverse problem. I used to fight groups for charities, and then he just sort of keeps wandering by.
Am I back?
You're back.
Okay.
Mr. Filler. Oh,
So as you guys are discussing, of course, the people are milling about within the keep. Governor Tarball Nighthill does walk toward you, basically on the same sentence where you're like, did any of you not do something questionable? And he looks at you for a moment and then just turns and keeps walking. Slightly adjusts course and continues past. At about this time, Telaise, I think you've taken charge of the interviewing of the prisoner, correct?
Yes.
Okay. At about this time, Theodore does offer up another tidbit to you, as you give him his small reward of cleanliness and a breath of fresher air. The gathering that we've done here, these paltry goods found in this town, are not worthy of the greatness of my lady. But as time is pressing, a suitable nest must be prepared for the clutch of eggs with which she had gifted us. Shortly after, he's pressed a little bit harder. I believe Chloe handled that one with her panache. Chloe, are you here to share how that went?
Well, what do you want? I mean, there's nothing to say. He was being an asshole. He got what he deserved.
Fair enough. So with that, they do confirm that he is referring to dragon eggs, though not the dragon queen's eggs. Dragon eggs. As you return the cultist to his closet, you have a little bit more time amongst yourselves. Some of the townsfolk have come up to congratulate you, to thank you, to ask if you've seen other members of the town. And is anyone comforting them? I know Telaise, in order to maintain that tough facade for the cultist, you're being a little cold, perhaps?
And it's very easy to do. 'Cause not much of an act. She's very cold towards them.
Valandra would probably be trying to comfort them.
Okay. Valandra, if you could roll me a persuasion. Anyone trying also to calm the fears of the townsfolk, or is everybody pretty
Persuasion.
happy with the state of heroic/demon people?
Oh, Waverly probably would.
Okay.
Try,
ahead and-
anyway.
Go ahead and get that one in there, Waverly.
So not doing too good on the comforting then.
I don't know that I'd be trying to, like, calm them, but I'd be trying to find out more information. When they say, have you seen so-and-so? I'd be like, who's in charge here? Like, is there some kind of list of the townspeople?
Well, I mean, and they all point to Governor Tarball, and from a distance, he sort of looks back at you. Oh, a list of my constituents? Of course, they have a list of constituents. I mean, everybody who votes. I mean, they're on the roster.
Right, but did they, like, did you mark them off as they came through, or, do we have a head count here?
Well, let's see. I mean, last count, there was 113 folk made it into the keep. Now that's out of 417. But most folks did have a bit of a bolt hole. Basements. Dugouts. I saw a couple of folks just jumping straight in their own latrines when things started. I'm hoping they, I don't hope they keep their head down in the latrine, but you do what you gotta.
Yeah, I guess hearing that there's, like, less than half of what the town holds here, she'll try and, comfort the people that are looking for people and say something like, oh, I'm sure we'll go ahead and get them. They're fine. They found a hiding spot. It's okay. Don't worry. Just go sit down.
So if I can get a persuasion from you as well, as we see how the townsfolk are reacting to their air quote heroes.
Ooh.
Oh, Chloe has actually done a fine job of
Amazing bullshitting.
calming their questioning souls, as concerned as they are for their folks. And I see on the bleeping here, are we still cutting out, or is everybody hearing okay?
I'm hearing just
It
fine.
was-
I'm
Okay.
here.
It was
We lost
Kitty's
Kitty.
connection.
Got it. All right.
Nobody else was having trouble.
Fair enough. So, and Governor Tarball, as well as, Governor Nighthill, as well as the Castellan of the Keep, are doing their best to keep people in line. As the night passes and we head closer to morning, 2, 3 o'clock, you guys have gotten enough rest to recover some of your strength. And you notice the cultists in the distance. Many of the torches are starting to head away from the houses, out of town. Some are gathering just to the north, where the town square is. Others streaming away to the southeast.
Like following the river out.
Following the river out.
All right, since Celeste is probably monitoring that since she's got that cool spyglass, so she'll report that back to everybody and just let them know. So it looks like they might be packing it in.
I mean, that's a good sign, right?
Well, our prisoner said that there's nothing special here for them. They're just looking for loot, and we didn't really have very much of anything. So it looks like they're leaving, and as far as I can tell, it's probably true.
What about those lights over by the town square?
That is definitely some stragglers. I don't know what they're doing up there, but we've got a decent chunk of them heading off down south, west with the river.
And you can see the activity to the north of the keep, nearabouts the town square. A fairly good-sized collection of kobolds, cultists, the dog-like ambush drakes And they seem to be accumulating a fairly large pile on the ground before them. Whereas some of the cultists have been hauling near anything valuable that they can get their hands on, these are instead creating a good size loot pile in the center of the road. Further to the northwest, near the governor's mansion, you can see some additional activity. You have not recently spotted the purple robed individual who is said to have led this expedition, but you do see some lights coming up. If I could have a perception check from anybody who's looking to the northwest at the governor's mansion.
Don needs to clean his glasses.
We got some good rolls tonight.
Yeah, let's get them all out before the danger happens. So get those rolls cracked out there. So to Lays, with your borrowed spyglass,
Borrowed.
you easily catch sight of what looks to be the starts of a caravan. Several horses and wagons have been assembled and are setting out from the governor's mansion, heading south along the road. It looks like they will be stopping to pick up the loot near the center, near the town square.
Okay. I absolutely reiterate that to everybody to let them know. Yeah, they're making a dash for it. They're gonna take all the best stuff that they've got and they're gonna get out of here. They've got a cart and they're coming towards the center of town.
It's likely for the nest that our friend spoke of.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll be starting waking up at this point. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of distance and open ground, and that's a lot of kobolds to cover to try to stop them from doing that.
Yeah, I mean, we are just starting out on our hero journey here. It'd be a shame to end it so quickly. I don't know if we can take those on. Can she see any, like, prisoners from the town, or does it just look like cultists, kobolds, and loot?
Oh, that's an excellent question. Go ahead and give me a perception check, unless you can think of a way that something else would apply.
I got nothing.
Got nothing. Wait.
That's a pretty good something.
I just got my
Nothing
intuition,
in
and
terms
apparently
of
that's
something
enough.
else that would apply, I think, is what you meant.
I'm like, if you got nothing on a 21, I don't know what you were expecting to find. So, among the cultists and kobolds milling about, you do notice several individuals, both adult size and small, like the kobolds would be, being prodded about rather than moving under their own power. It seems there are several prisoners currently assembled in the town square.
Well, let's go murder some kobolds, eh?
Well, that's fun.
I mean, if they're just leaving. But they're not just leaving.
Yeah, they're taking people and stuff.
Looks like you're building a little more than just a nest, eh, Theodore?
Do dragons eat, like, people?
Dragons eat anything.
Okay, just wondering.
Can I make a religion check to see if there's anything that I know about the cult of Tiamat that might need, like, sacrifices or something?
You absolutely may make that roll. So you do know that the cult of the dragon has as bad or worse a reputation than the temple slash cult of Shar. And membership is said to include a number of vile feats that must be accomplished, including human sacrifice, murder, assassination, and just being a rotten person in general. So these could certainly be sacrifices.
Okay, I'll relay that. You guys, the cult does practice human sacrifice or intelligent being sacrifice. I don't know how. What the
Humanoid?
term? Yeah, humanoid sacrifice. There we go.
What?
So, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I mean, it's probably stupid. What's the mayor wearing right now? Like, is he wearing a lot of finery, and jewelry, and such?
He's wearing fine clothing and does have some jewelry on him. But do me a favor and give me a stealth check.
Not my strong suit.
Oh,
Oh.
You are actually rather adroit in your evaluation, but it's like he can just tell that the orphans are eyeing his goods, and you see him twitch his thumbs slightly, and the jewels on his rings turn from out to in, so they look like plain bands.
Jeez, just looking.
He also crooks his fingers slightly, just in case somebody tried to slide one off, tucks his necklace down under his doublet, turns his belt buckle in, pulls his pant legs down over his boots,
Oh my god, we can see you.
moves his belt pouch around to under his coat.
Looks like you're wearing a lot of nice stuff over there that you're fidgeting with.
Well, as I said, I represent the wealth of my constituency.
okay, I can't take it anymore. Constituents.
Constituents.
Constituent. Oh my god, never say the word again or I'm gonna hit you in the face.
Maybe we shouldn't be punching the townsfolk in the face. Just, you know.
She's just having trouble deciding good cop, bad cop today. It's just don't mind it. No, but these constituents that you're talking about, how important are they to you exactly? Because if you don't have them around to vote for you, you don't exactly stay in office. And that finery that you're wearing, they might be able to get some of those people out of there. You wouldn't want to sacrifice, lives of your constituents for your jewelry, now would ya? And she says that last part kind of loud.
And if you would, please make me a intimidation or persuasion, depending on how loud that last one was. You do have advantage because you are playing to the crowd around you.
Why are you saying?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I'm so proud.
Master negotiator. Well, of course, if you think they can be reasoned with, I mean, take it all, take it all. I mean, you have my spyglass, and he pulls off the rings, he takes off his belt, he puts out his furs, he takes off his boots. I mean, anything from I can vote in public.
Yes.
It's very gracious of you to reluctantly eventually give up your stuff. Thank you.
Well, I mean, if you can reason with them, but so far they ain't seemed to start to be reasoned with.
Well, they are very far away, so we're working on it. And then she takes the items in her arms and kind of turns back towards the guys, like the rest of our group, and is like, all right, now what? Anybody? Next? Besides just running with his stuff.
Governor Tarball now like comically in his long johns, arms kind of crossed over his chest, just standing there shuddering in the cold.
Well, finery is all well and good, but that might not let them give up human sacrifice. You can steal more stuff.
I'll put my winter blanket around the governor.
Oh, that's so nice.
We do have a prisoner. We could see if they'll exchange.
I highly doubt that.
I mean, is he important enough?
Let's ask him.
Oh, sure, he'll say anything for a chance to get free.
We have to ask him the right way. So Talais goes over to the little closet.
Oh my God.
Considering he's still alive, they might consider him a liability at this point.
We'll find out. So she's going in. She's doing this by herself.
Okay. Now at this point, let me just catch up. The closet originally held a cultist, and then it held a cultist and some of his dead associates. It was then gassed thoroughly. The dead cultists were then removed. The living cultist was giving a little bit of water and a little cleansing, and then put back in the closet.
Yes.
And a promise of food later, I think.
Yes. I also promised to bring him food.
As if he had any appetite left at this point, but food had been promised. Okay. So
she'll actually swing by, and is there any like fresh fruit here?
it is towards the end of winter, just coming into spring, so there's no real fruit that hasn't been preserved over the winter.
Anything sweet?
Sweet, you have honey sweetened foods are put away. Honey holds for quite a long time, so there are several jars and canisters of honey available.
I mean, like something that could actually be eaten, not just straight honey.
Oh, and I mean, you can honey up like hardtack or bread or big old thing of jam.
Okay, then she's gonna before she goes to visit her prisoner, she's gonna grab like a nice thick piece of bread and put like a little bit of honey across it, because you catch more flies that way.
Wow, just wow.
And then she opens the door and kneels down, and since he's bound up, she'll offer it out to him in her own hands and ask him if he's hungry.
And Theodore eyes you with that wary, this is probably drugged, but I'm hungry look, and just opens his mouth.
And she will feed him. But not like messy or anything like that. She's totally nice about it.
Okay. He does his best to eat without biting you or allowing you to grab his tongue to be possibly cut out. Who knows what fiendish things these orphans have in mind next.
She comes off completely genuine and sincere.
You know what?
Not
I
here to
think
hurt
you
you.
might if you roll a deception, maybe? Or are you really that sincere and you're just persuading it?
I'm gonna perform it.
Ooh, a performance. Yes, please.
Ooh.
As this is happening, I'm gonna be like, guys, those caravans are
buys
moving.
it.
We are moving now.
Hook, line, and sinker. He buys
He
it.
does buy it. This is an elegant feeding. Now, as the feeding is taking place, you are hearing Joey's call that the caravans are moving. The caravans are progressing, but they are stopping frequently outside of each of the houses to gather up things that were left behind that were too large to be carried away easily. So, Joey, you would say you've probably got maybe 15 minutes before they reach the town square, based on how long it's taken them to get this far. And there are more houses to the south, so more piles of loot.
Okay, so I mean that means if we've got 15 minutes, that means we've got maybe like 3 minutes to get out there.
Very fair.
If we want to get people alive, if we hold their loot hostage, they might give us people.
I mean, it's worth a shot.
while Joey's growling that, she's just going to ask the prisoner straight out. So, how important are you to these folks?
I am of the faithful of the Dragon Queen. I have her blessing and carry the burden of her power. How important am I? No more so than any other human.
So they wouldn't really want you back.
Depends on what you demanded of them.
I suppose that's fair. She's not going to give him that information. She's not going to give him what she wants out of them. That's not something she's going to do. All right, friend. And if she'll clean him up of any like honey drabbles or anything, it's like we might have a conversation here in a minute. And she'll just lock him back up and go back to her friends. We might be able to sweeten the pot with giving him back. Not really sure.
I mean, I just say we go over there, try to distract them with the loot, and then just kill them.
They're working for dragons. Dragons like gold, dragons like treasure. They don't like people.
Well, I don't want to give them the loot.
I know, but I'm saying.
I mean, we could just smash the wheels on all their wagons and stuff.
Just like distract them long enough with the offer of gold and then kill them.
It's a lot of people to kill.
Kill them if we can get the prisoners out safely.
Okay, so get the prisoners out and then kill them?
Either way, whatever we do, we have to do it quick. And I think we got to beg a shot at those
I'm
cots.
saying we don't bother with the man in the closet. They are not going to want him. They are going to want their treasure. We should go after their treasure.
I agree.
Dawn is probably right.
Don't say that too loudly.
Oh, he knows already.
It would be easier if we didn't have a prisoner that we were trying to keep from escaping.
Kill him, keep him in the closet. Either way, we should be leaving.
Yeah, let's go.
We can use him as a bargaining chip if we get to talking.
Fair enough.
If they know we have someone. They might assume he's dead already, so.
Yeah,
Well,
they
they'll
seem
kill him
terribly.
because he believes that he believes he talked. They believe he talked.
They seem terribly concerned that he's not there with them too. See how they're searching from house to house for him, and only coming out with bags of gold and whatnot. All right, so we're going. We're going for the caravan. We got to cut them off before they reach the others, or we're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, let's go.
What direction are we going? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Well, so we can all kind of basically see where the caravan is stopped right now.
Mm-hmm.
So Chloe will say something about like, hey, there's that big house with the big tree there. We could head around that way and ambush them, hopefully, before they come that far. If we hurry.
Meaning this one?
Yes. Because if they get further than that, the other people are definitely going to see what's going on. But if they stop, like, at that house, they might just think they're taking an extra long time to raid that location, maybe? Maybe.
So ambush them inside the house, or?
Well, we could. I mean, I don't know. I don't have the best kobold voice, but maybe somebody could be like, "Hey, there's treasure over here." But like better.
And probably in Draconic.
Yeah, with that other thing. I don't know what weird things you learned while you were away, Joey.
So are we going or not?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so I hear a lot of yeses, and I see arrows that are leading from the main gate out down that road. Is that the plan, to rush out the main gate?
I think we should go at the Sally Gate. Well, no, I wouldn't say that. I can't sneak.
We're up on a hill, right?
You are up on a hill.
They'll likely see us regardless
But
of
If we do,
direction.
maybe if we do Sallygate, I mean, it's a hill, and if we cross the bottom, we might get lucky if we sprint.
We don't really have that much time.
Difference
so
of
let's
12
start
seconds, yeah.
sprinting and stop arguing about it.
Okay, fine.
Ooh, Valandra, sassy.
What has she been up to? So, as you make your way to the Sallyport and prepare to start sneaking, I'm going to need to ask for a stealth roll. So, on the upside, well, hang on, before I say that, is anyone carrying light? Because I know at least one of you has trouble seeing in the dark.
Still dark.
Uh,
Edgar's gonna fly off.
Yeah, I do not have dark vision.
yeah, neither
Um,
do I.
I can cast light,
But if you
but
cast light,
it'll
then they
make
might see
people.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
just to
have.
Handhold.
I have a-
And we just hold hands.
Hold
Yeah.
hands until we get
Yeah,
somewhere.
just
I mean-
go in pairs of people who can't see in the dark and people who can.
I also
who else
have
who else can't see in the dark?
Waverly can't, but Waverly also has a hooded lantern, and the hooded lantern you can
Ah.
shine like all around, or you can shine it like a flashlight beam.
So in one direction, so hopefully people you weren't pointing it at couldn't see it.
Exactly. It's a stealthy lantern.
So Waverly and Valandra will go together then with the lantern, and everyone else can just see in the dark.
Sounds good. So, Waverly and Valandra, you are not in the darkness. You have a small pool of light that you are following along, so you do not receive the benefits of advantage on your stealth roll. Everyone else, being in the darkness,
Oh
receives
God.
benefits
Clang,
of
clang,
advantage
clang,
on your
clang.
stealth roll. Now, if you
Ooh.
happen to have some inhibitor to being stealthy, perhaps metal that clangs, you may still have disadvantage. Please make your stealth checks. Chloe, what
Yep.
are you doing?
I have.
I can see in the dark, guys, but it doesn't matter.
Great.
Wow.
Whoa!
Whoa!
That was disadvantage, by the way.
It was a sleight of hand check.
That's a you know what? I will take it on the offhand roll. So that's still a pair of 20s.
Double nat 20.
Double nat
Wow.
That's
20.
Amazing.
amazing.
I will say
And
this though.
still the total was less than 20.
I will say this though, since it has not come up, in the future, you must roll the correct roll. For this one, that's a double 20. That's super cool. We're
Oh,
gonna
I'm
keep
sorry.
it. But don't worry about that one. In the future, if you roll the wrong one, you do re-roll, no matter what it is. So high or low, doesn't matter. You got to hit the right one. But for right now, we're keeping that. Unfortunately, Chloe, did you have the sticky mud boot problem before?
She did.
I did, yeah. But I thought I cleaned it off. I scraped them,
You did.
in the closet, but I guess it didn't all come off.
So there is some squelching, echoing, making it fairly easy, but sometimes kobolds and cultists are dumb. And sometimes they are. Successfully
Wow.
make your way down the
Sometimes they're
hill.
dumb.
So we're going to here, then up. Is that the plan?
I guess so.
All right, so go ahead and move yourselves along into the cover of the houses.
Hereish. Where are we?
Yeah, where'd I go?
And as you make your way across, now that you're much closer and you can see between the houses, you see that there are piles of valuables in the roadway for the carts to pick up as they go by. Fine furniture, large paintings, the sort of things that are probably worth money, but certainly not pocketable. But it seems like the cultists are going to try and get them anyway as they pass with their carts. You can hear the sounds of the horses and the thumps of the loot being thrown in as they make their way along. What are you guys doing?
Oh, I just had an idea. And I don't know if you guys
And
like it.
Edgar, from that position, you can spot fairly easily where the carts are.
Yeah, he'll take a moment to peer through Edgar, and he will relay that there's a cart coming up the road here, and then one further north, heading in the same direction. There's two of them.
Got it. And actually, give me a, what am I going to call this? Give me an insight check, if you would.
He's not great with people, but hey.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys are a little downplaying your skills here, I think. You're like, oh, we'll set the bar low, crit. So, as Dawn takes a look about through Edgar's eyes, you notice the carts and their looting. That's fairly obvious. It takes him a moment to take that in. Then his attention turns towards what's going on in the town square. The kobolds aren't scurrying about. They're not moving the prisoners about either. They seem to just be sitting there waiting in sort of a circle. In the middle of this square, where it's still quite dark, Edgar sees movement, and he can just pick up the sounds of scraping or digging, but he can't make out what they're doing. But it's
I'm trying
not
to
a
see
normal
how
thing.
far it can actually get from me. Where am I? There I am. 100 feet. Yeah, so he'll like scoot over a bit this way. See if that, like on the edges of his the connection, where the connection will break. It's like back one. So like here-ish. This is about as far as he can get. If that helps. Make a perception.
Edgar, I don't think has dark vision, does he?
It's a raven.
Do ravens
But
have
it's
dark
my
vision?
eyes. Let me look at his sheet. Raven, Edgar. Character sheet.
Quickity.
Does not say.
Does not have dark vision.
Does not have dark vision. So, despite his excellent eyesight as a bird, he cannot pick out the detail in the distance, in the darkness. And the kobolds that you're really only picking up by the occasional glint on their skin and from the cries of the prisoners as they're jostling them about, aren't shedding light on the subject. Further to the north and the west, this group over on the roadway, there are torches amongst them, so you can see them fairly quickly. They seem to be organizing those piles and then moving on their way towards the remainder of the houses. Now, I think I heard someone say, I have an idea. Would they like to share with the group what that might be?
I want to steal the horses.
Yeah, no, you guys are totally a good group. Steal the horses.
It's not bad if you're stealing from bad guys.
No, I'm just teasing you guys. You're evil. But go ahead. What's the plan?
Okay, so I'm trying to find them on the map. Do we have like markers for where they actually are? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I
Zoom
see.
out.
Yep, zoom out a bit. Sorry.
They're everywhere.
So, ooh, I have cover. Okay. So, I want to get in the this tree. Okay. How do I?
We gotta speed this up, whatever it is.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to get the marker thingamajig.
You good?
Okay. Well, that tree on the path.
Okay.
I want to get in that tree, and then when the horses pass down, I want to drop down into it and free them and ride one of them.
Well, there's a group. Are you talking about way up here? Because there's a group like
there's
right
more to
here.
the west. Okay, I need to zoom out more.
Gotta over her.
Ooh, I can get on the roof for that one.
And the one to the west, I feel like, is more the ones that we're likely to be able to get without getting them reinforcements from the town square.
Okay.
Okay, are we willing to
We
give
would
up?
have to get them dead really quick because these guys, the guys up north, are
Yeah,
likely
so
gonna
I mean-
hear shenanigans.
Well,
like yeah.
if I go off and distract them.
Why don't you go around back, you steal the cart with the horses, and then once they're away from their cart, they'll be a little easier to pick off. Let's go.
Wait,
Okay.
what?
Onwards. Boop. Noom. Okay. I wanna jump up onto the.
But you have a
roof here.
climb speed. You could just climb without having to make checks.
Okay, cool. Okay.
All
Watch
right.
them.
Now, Dusk, I will ask you to hold there. Is anyone else moving into a position?
We should.
Yeah.
I think that Dawn is probably going to go roof ways with Sister and just start blasting things when needed.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
Waverly's
he'll be more like hiding down, like, because like this looks like it's lower, so he'll
Mhm.
be hiding like down in here.
Yeah, Waverly's just gonna do that, run halfway up the wall and pull herself up the rest of the way onto the roof.
Okay. Waverly is a good climber.
Absolutely. Like that.
Eventually, you guys will get below 20. Anyone else taking odd positioning? And if not,
Just a moment.
why is there a turn order coming up? Who knows?
No,
I'm shocked.
As everyone does start to take positions and settle themselves in, if you would please add yourselves to the turn order. And give me a moment to catch up as I click.
Dang, we're
frantically.
ready.
Two
Come
nat
on.
20s.
I gotta
Wow.
make the first move. I gotta get those horses.
Joey, thank you, Joey. Thank you for rolling something like below a 5. I appreciate that a lot.
Here for you.
Your initiatives are consistent. I appreciate that.
Yeah. God.
Roll 20 is not
Arr.
allowing me to click on Valandra.
What's that?
Roll 20 is not allowing me to click on Valandra. I think it's just
Do you have
lagging or something. But
do you have
Probably
I
on
don't
adventure
ruler.
tool selected?
know. No. Okay, there we go. It was
okay.
just lagging. Okay.
All right. So give yourself a click and give yourself an initiative.
Yes, okay.
Good. All right. So we've balanced it out a little bit. Now,
Absolute last. Excellent.
what I would like you guys to do is anyone who is attempting to approach with stealth, please roll a stealth check.
I mean, I guess I'll be sneaky while I'm up on the roof.
I guess so. I'll go for Dawn too.
Wow, wait,
Really?
Wait
All
for
right.
these pieces to exist for a minute.
Quiet as a mouse.
I'm
Eventually,
worried.
I'm just
I'm
going to award
worried.
you guys the win on this one, but
I'm,
please.
I'm worried that we're using up all our good rolls before the actual battle.
right?
Fair enough. Anyone else going for the super sneaky approach?
20.
Dusk is not gonna be subtle.
Fair enough. Dusk, and that brings it to you to kick off things. What are you doing?
Would this
Okay.
count as a surprise round?
There's no such thing as a surprise round. There are people who are surprised, and I will find out if they're surprised as they go through. And currently, the surprise is based off of them rolling a perception higher than a 26, which they're not going to do. So, Waverly, you have surprise on everybody this round.
Yay!
Go right ahead, Dusk.
Okay. Dusk is probably gonna take a sprint off the roof and leap onto the cart and take control of it.
Okay. Dusk, how far can you jump? Do you happen to know?
I do not.
All right. We looked this up last. We gotta keep this on reference for you. You jump a lot.
I do. I mean, cats jump.
Fair
I mean,
enough.
technically she
Your
only
strength
has to
determines
make
how far you can jump. If you run 10 feet, you can make a leaping jump. Bum. Yep, we're going to say you can make that.
Okay.
With the height and the distance, you can clear the whole lot of them and land on the horses. Now, they're kind of spread out at the moment, picking up treasure, carrying it over, throwing it on the cart. Where would you like to move to?
Take the horses. Let's see.
Now, the horses are on the cart, so that's going to be taking the cart. The cart's currently facing the kobolds.
Oh my God! Can I run them
Just
over?
trample them.
Thank you.
Oh my God! Please let me do this.
So, for those of you who have not enjoyed mounted combat, here's what we need to do. To mount, you need to spend half of your movement to get on the mount. As soon as you do, you gain that mount's movement and may direct them. So, Dusk, if you can get there with half of your standard movement left, you're good to go. Can you get there with half of your standard movement left?
Yeah.
All right.
Not a problem.
So, Dusk, I will ask, please roll me an animal handling check or
Okay.
riding proficiency if you have it. And this will count as an attack roll on some kobolds and cultists.
Oh my God.
Whoa. Man.
All right. Please roll me 1d4 damage.
1d4 damage.
1d4 damage.
Roll 1d4.
Oh.
Oh man.
You do not slaughter the kobolds, but you do hurt a lot of them and knock them out of your path as you rush along with your new cart. Where would you like to go with this new cart? Because you can travel up to about 60 feet.
Oh my God. I'm so happy right now.
This is pretty incredible.
Keep going. Go to the keep.
Yeah, I want to go
Oh,
around.
God.
I want to go around and like run into the other ones.
Yeah.
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
Oh my God, please. Okay. I'm gonna take
Wait.
them. I'm gonna take them
No.
in that direction. Because
All right.
there's an open in here. I'm like, let's do it.
You just
All
follow
right.
the road. Follow the road around. Like run
Yeah,
over the
go around and I
escalators.
just have a straight shot. Boom.
Sounds good. So that is Dusk, who now has control of the cart. Dusk has control of the cart. Dusk, if you would please click yourself and click the cart, you should be able to move both. You can move up to about 45 more feet in whichever direction you choose.
Okay, let me zoom in so I can measure. 5. God damn it, I'm not good at this interface. Okay, so there.
Anytime the damn sounds great's not, well, come on.
Oh, wait, it's not coming with me. Screw it.
Okay, sorry. Dusk, that was movement, that was action. I don't know that you have any horse riding bonus actions, but if you'd like to do something creative, do feel free. Otherwise, we'll find out what the stealthy Waverly has in mind.
Okay,
No,
well,
I think that's enough for Dusk.
okay, well, bye, Dusk. Let's try and mop up some of these guys. I'm gonna shoot an arrow at let's say Elzico.
Elzico, absolutely. And you do have you're spoiling my fun. I was gonna say you do have advantage, and then you just slaughtered the thing.
You pinned it to the house behind it.
I don't even need sneak attack.
Waverly, you have impaled Elzico, silenced him before he could even think of reacting. Anything else you would like to do?
I was just gonna sneakily move a little bit further along the roof here, trying to be away from where the arrow came from, just a little bit.
All right. That's going to bring us to Telays. Telays, some of the kobolds have been bruised and battered. Another has been completely impaled. What are you doing? And of course, you've got Dusk. Yahoo!
Right. Yeehaw! I think I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay.
I will. I'm gonna like ready with my bow staff. I'll just get all ready to see if someone comes close enough for me to strike them. If they pursue the cart, then I will attack them.
You got it. All right.
I'm not gonna draw attention to half of us hiding over here by shouting insults.
Fair enough. That's going to bring up Aurora, who looks quite startled and starts rushing after the cart. Now, Telays, he does not pass near enough to you to strike from where you are, but...
You're saying?
Sorry, he's not near enough for you to strike, but you could step out if you wanted.
You're saying?
Oh, hang on. Come on, Internet, what's wrong with you?
I hear you just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Same.
All right, so I'll try it one more time. He's not close enough to hit. Do you want to step out and hit him?
I can't do that though, can I?
You readied an action to attack when he came close, so I'll let you move a little bit. He was basically... Whoa, stretchy guy. He was basically going by here, so you'd have to step out to get him.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I will move to right there.
You got it. Give me an attack of opportunity if you would.
Take away. Just attack him normally?
Well, you were readying your bow staff?
Yes.
So just one attack. Yep.
It's going to read as a rapier, anyone watching, but we've worked this out.
Yep. We know what we're doing. Sort of.
Sort of.
Sort of.
And it's just a normal roll, right?
Normal roll, normal attack. 15 will hit. Give me some damage. Ooh, 4 points of damage. He remains standing. He was not one of the fellows buffeted by the passage of the cart. He now looks quite upset with you, but he's exhausted himself running.
That works.
Continues on, drawing near to the cart. Hopper, the cultist, begins moving forward. Sees you and rushes up, but has to stop there. Vrigark moves forward, sees Telays, takes his attack, spinning his slingstone at you, taking advantage of the distraction that Hopper provides. Pack tactics, sling attack with advantage.
Ooh, yeah, he hits me.
4 points of bludgeoning damage as the slingstone strikes home. Saksa rushing up as well, 30 feet. That's too far. Standard attack on the only obvious target. Telays, why do you step out? Ooh.
Wow.
1 points of bludgeoning damage as it strikes home. And then Dawn, from your place atop the roof, peeking out, you see all this begin to happen. What are you doing?
He is peeking over the edge of the roof there, and he is going to shoot his Eldritch Blast at Hopper.
Not Hopper.
Where am I? There it is.
Famous for his French fried frog legs. Oh,
Well remembered.
Yeah,
Well remembered.
that's
That's a nice.
yeah, that's yeah.
Blew him off his feet.
You guys, I gave you second level way too early. Dawn, anything else you'd like to do while you're up there?
Thanks,
he-
John.
He is in a good place currently, so he is going to stay.
You got it. That brings up Alzico, who is deceased, which then brings us to Chloe. Chloe, what are you doing?
Okay, so I'm behind this building. Do I have a clear shot to see what's going on over here? And see if they've moved any differently. The other cart.
Yes, you can definitely see in that direction. They have not reacted yet. It's only been that split second. The horses have been hiad, but they don't seem to have noticed the difference between that and the kobolds normally messing about.
All right. So, knowing that I've got a brief second, I'm going to rush up here and try and clobber this guy before he gets onto the cart.
Clobber away.
Don't mind if I do.
He's now paced.
Yes.
getting mad
Guys, I don't know how you're doing this, but enjoy it. You know what? Roll20 did have a little bit of systems trouble yesterday. I think they may be rewarding the players. But we'll move along. Chloe, that was spectacular. What else are you doing, if anything?
Well, after smashing his body under the last wheel of the cart and watching dust kind of bump over what's left of him, I will, I mean, I can't really move anymore, so I'll just try and, keep an eye over there and leave myself wide open. Yay. Okay, that's it.
Bonus action, grab the cart, go for a ride.
You have left
I
yourself
could always use some
wide
vodka.
open. We're going to do one quick thing here. Tracy, why couldn't you have seen it?
Yes.
Tracy, unaware. Yeah, you know.
I'm finally stealthy.
You knew it was coming. Unaware, rushes forward. Hopper, no! Gets alongside Telays. But that's all he can manage. Mirsa, rushing forward. Gets close enough that he can send a sling stone at the distracted Telays with advantage. 16?
Yep, 16 hits.
6 points of bludgeoning damage.
And we have no healers. That's fantastic.
Does the
Joey.
lantern not count?
I'm out of spell slots.
Oh, yeah.
So am I.
You have the healers. They're exhausted, though. But Joey.
Oh, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right. Bad ideas are bad. 5, 10, 15.
Okay.
They're like, please, you shouldn't really stand here. Maul. That guy.
Yes, you do maul that guy.
Thank you, Joey.
You're welcome. Also, bye. And I'm going to use my free interaction to grab the tail end of this card.
Okay, that sounds like an excellent idea in theory. But I do need to find out if all those leg days were because you were skipping arm days. Please give me an athletics check to, I think you're trying to pull yourself onto that cart? Or are you just trying to stop it?
I'm trying to get on to the end of it.
Yep,
Like,
give me an
hang
athletics
on.
check.
Could I give you a land vehicles check with strength?
I don't know that jumping on the back of a cart really counts as land vehicles.
You have to know where those hooks are.
You know what? All right, so let's see if you can recover from the not so awesome arm day. Give me a land vehicles, but you got to get a 15 or better.
No. No, thank you. I will
just
take all the bad rolls.
Just can't get up there. You're where you are. But aside from you know what? I think you stepped on a kobold is what happened. I think the footing was a little squishy.
You slipped in the paste.
So we will find out what happens next. Valandra.
Valandra will move up 30 feet and also try and get on the cart. So that is...
Now, Valandra, do you have an extra 5 feet to jump up there yourself, or did you run out getting there?
I ran out getting there, so would I have to use my... Is that just a harder check, or do I have to use my actual action to get up?
So if you use your action to dash, you will have plenty of movement, and you can just pop right up there. If you plan on doing another action, then I will need an athletics check for you to vault while doing something.
Yeah, I'll just use my action to get up there.
Absolutely. She makes it look easy, Joey.
That's okay. I had to bash somebody's skull in.
And it's appreciated.
Valandra, anything else doing while up there? I think you still have bonus action left if you have anything.
I don't think I have anything to do with my bonus action, so
Alrighty.
nope.
That
I'm
brings
good.
us back to the top of the turn order. And at the top of the turn order, I am going to need Dusk a stealth check from you at disadvantage.
Oh my
And
god.
now
No.
here's the options. Stealth check at disadvantage to restrain yourself from yelling yeehaw and also keep the horses from going nuts. Or you can go with a deception also at disadvantage to make it look like the horses are not being piloted by a crazy cat person as you come around and head towards the other group. So your choice, deception or stealth, but it will be at disadvantage.
Okay, I'm gonna go with stealth.
All right.
Let's attempt this.
Stealth
Even though it's
roll
gonna be
at
hard.
disadvantage.
Oh man, here we go. Oh!
Nice.
Oh man!
All right.
Wow.
You know what, though? Hang on. Before you get excited, sometimes the cultists and the kobolds aren't stupid. It hasn't happened yet, but it's
Come on,
possible.
be stupid, be stupid, be stupid. Damn.
Ooh, they notice.
Damn.
All right. So, with that, at the top of the turn order, the cultists do notice that something's going on. Now, Dusk, you still have 60 feet of movement left. Those are riding horses.
Okay.
And do you have animal handling or land vehicles as a skill?
No, not as a proficiency.
Okay. Then if I could ask you to roll animal handling, you need to get a 15 or better, or you need to know, because you're a creative player, what I've got in my mind. And that's up to you.
Alrighty then. No, I'm not that creative.
All right. So go ahead and roll the animal handling, and then I'll give you the hint if you know it.
Okay. Well,
Good lord.
All right, so the streak continues. The players with
Jesus,
enormous
wow.
advantage statistically. You are aware that you can urge additional speed, i.e. a dash, out of your horses without using any of your own actions or bonus action. So you can actually travel 120 feet if you should so choose.
Nice. Run him over.
oh, I'm absolutely gonna. See, that's 45. And that's like 50.
That's another 60 there, so you got
60.
about 105.
So
at which
15
point-
will
And
get
then if I
to
barrel through them,
here.
You
Yeah.
could literally get all the way through them.
yeah, I'm doing it.
All right. So now, Valandra, you are riding on the back of this wild horse cart thing going on. Dusk, you are attempting to ram kobolds and cultists. They're a little more aware of you this time. If you would please give me an attack roll, just one, using an improvised weapon, which means you do not get proficiency.
Okay.
So if you just roll any old attack roll, we'll get the math out of it from there.
I
And as
guess
that
just
happens,
roll
we're gonna
1d20, I guess.
Well,
Yep,
roll one of
1d20
your
is fine.
punches.
Yeah, or roll one of your punches, also good.
That works too. Okay.
Any old attack. Whoop. Pretty good attack. And let's see what that's giving you here. That's going to be bump. Oh, you get a lot of bonuses. That's only a 9 on the die. So, unfortunately, what that means is the cultists and kobolds dive to the side, getting out of the way of your cart.
Damn.
As you pin them in. Now, you did hit them,
Okay.
but they took no damage. Dusk, all you've done so far is make the horses run, so you actually have your full action, bonus action, and half your movement if you wish to dismount What are you doing now that you're up there surrounded by kobolds?
Well, I mean, I could just hop off and punch them.
I'm not saying it's
then-
a great
but then-
idea, but
I'm not going to,
But then next turn you couldn't turn the cart around and try and ram them again.
I know, that's why I'm staying on it. I am gonna throw a dart though, because I have some of those.
Oh.
Actually, no, wait, I still have the longbow that we pilfered off some of the dead bodies.
That might be a little tricky, but if you want to try, go for it.
I'm gonna attempt.
Do you have proficiency in martial weapons? Because I think otherwise you'll be at disadvantage.
It
Or
says that.
martial.
Oh, say again?
Longbow is a martial weapon, martial ranged weapon. So I think you are at disadvantage.
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
think monks get that one.
Oh, then I want to stick with the dart because at least I don't get disadvantage with that.
Fair deal.
Okay, dart time.
Start time. 10 will not
Damn,
strike home.
I missed.
All
That's fine.
right. And that's going to bring us back down to Waverly as the party spreads out this encounter across the map. Waverly, what are you doing?
Well, I can't get over there, but I can shoot some kobolds over here. Let's
You-
go. I'm gonna aim for Mirsa.
Oh, poor Mirsa.
You let Dusk and I worry about these ones.
Oh, can Mirsa see me? Does Mirsa notice me, or am I still?
You didn't. You did not take a hide action, so even though you're out of sight,
Okay.
you're not technically hidden,
All right.
unless you do a bonus action hide. Which do you have yet?
Yes, I do. I
If
can.
you do have that, you
Yep.
may certainly
Okay.
attempt that.
I will attempt to hide then.
Please roll me a stealth check. Mirsa kind of sees what you're going for here. not
Never
that
mind
dumb.
then. Never mind then. I'll just shoot him.
Yeah. I mean, you just rolled another crit. Hey, somebody missed. I mean, like legitimately missed, not just the bonus action miss. Well done.
Woo!
Any other
I love-
activity you'd
I
like
love
to
how
take?
we've gotten to the point where the misses are the ones where we're saying well done.
I have to congratulate the odd person out. So, Waverly, any other action for you?
Nope. That'll be it.
All right. As Waverly takes the shot, Olzegno takes to the air. A winged kobold. Leathery wings flapping. What looked like a cloak revealed. In the air, it flies up. And we're going to put it in front of the horse, but really, it's floating over Dusk. And it hurls a rock down at Dusk's head. Does 16 hit you, Dusk?
It does not.
It
But
does
I
not.
kind of want to roll to catch it and throw back.
No, you're
even know if that's allowed.
I don't think you have that one yet as a monk.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a. You get that one later.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's a skill. Okay.
Yeah,
I
That's,
thought it
that's a
was just an improv
specific
action.
ability that you will get.
You do get that one later, but you
Don't have
don't
it yet.
have it today. And that's going to bring up Igni. Igni hucks a rock, normal style, out of a sling at Dusk. Standard attack. 12, not going to do it, Igni.
Oh, that's
Telaise-
next level, by the way.
Ooh. So Telaise, that comes back down to you. Your attackers keep falling dead in front of you.
Good for them. We're going to, since I am desperately hurt, we're going to employ the better part of valor and get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna dash behind these trees, which is exactly 60 feet.
Okay. Discretion and valor achieved. That's going to bring us to Aurora, who is very squished. Hopper, quite dead. Deanna, not so dead. Takes the step forward, bringing Valandra into scimitar range, and
Okay.
swings. And swings. Yep, that's right.
Nope.
Ooh, 17. Nope.
Nope.
You guys are way too good at this game. That's going to bring up Kozap. Kozap, where you at? There you are. Who they've now decided need to focus fire on Dusk. Another sling on Dusk. No. And to the south, Verhark. Verhark? We're going to go with Verhark. Turns attention to Waverly, responding to the arrows coming down with a stone going up. 22, Waverly.
Ouch.
Ouch. 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Waverly, are you about to fall down again? Saska would like you to, and sends a sling stone to encourage you.
Also,
I
ouch.
think another 6 points of damage.
Ooh.
Dawn, Waverly,
That was-
you attract damage.
Yeah, apparently.
He
Okay,
is.
you can't blame me for being in the middle of the battle this time. I'm just
You're just draw stones, apparently.
We
apparently.
can and we will, Waverly.
Oh.
So Dawn is going to fire down at Saska.
Alrighty.
Just get rid of these guys. Because he can reach the ones over there.
Oh,
Ow.
no. Are the tides turning? Are the fates reverting? Who knows? Dawn, any other action or movement?
For him to like actually reach them over there because his Eldritch Blast can? Are these houses be in the way? Would he have to like scoot?
If you took a
Does it
step or two
matter?
to the side, you could see between them. Those
Okay.
houses in front of you are shorter than the ones you're on,
Okay.
but more to the point, right now the kobolds are behind those horses and carts,
Mhm.
so they would have at least partial cover for you,
Except for
Okay.
the flying one.
except for the flying
Yes.
one that's up in the air.
Okay. So you'll scoot here.
Yep. Very true. You could hit the flying one. And now Chloe.
Well, that didn't
Guys.
go as planned. Well, I was gonna give Waverly and Dawn the whole, like, military eyes and point at the kobolds here and then go help friends up front, but I'm gonna kill some of these guys, hopefully, instead. So, I'll go over here. I will drop my warhammer, pick up a javelin. Who's been
Okay.
doing all the damage? Is that Saskia?
They all pointed at each other. It's like it was him. Saskia was doing a little bit of damage, yes.
Yeah, he's gonna get it to the face.
Whoa.
Maybe?
Yes.
Face.
Oh, wait, 30. Yeah, 30. You're within. Yep. To the face, to the dead.
All right. And I'll just kind of creep next to the house and look back and forth in between the two bad things that are going on.
All right. And as bad things go on, more bad things go on. Another of the kobolds reveals it is wings. Ikmeneksk takes to the air, flying.
It has a name.
It is a name. It's his name.
We can't see it.
What?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can't see either of
We
their
can't
names.
see the names of the
Not
flying
of the
ones.
blind ones.
Yeah.
You know what? This is why I'm a bad person.
I don't think this is why you're a bad person.
This is exactly why. No other reason.
Yeah.
That will get on record.
There we go.
There we
can
go.
see it now.
Ikmeneksk flies above Valandra, drops a rock, taking advantage of the advantage provided by Pack Tactics. Yeah, I sort of repeated myself there. 20?
Yeah, that will hit.
6 points of damage. Ka-tunk on the head. Did you forget to put your helmet on? That brings up Greeld, who sees the easier of the targets and sends a sling stone at Valandra. Advantage
I mean,
due to Pack Tactics.
Technically, we have the same ace. Oh, advantage. Yeah. Okay.
Advantage, yes. Kobolds all love to gang up. 23 for 4 points of
Yep.
damage. And that brings up Dip. Dip, not popular, but throws another sling at Valandra as well. 21. Another
Oof.
4.
Good lord.
Tracy, quite dead. Mirsa, also deceased. Joey, very alive.
Very
What are you doing,
alive.
Joey?
Very moving. All right, that's 30. Gonna move our 30. And this guy's flying in the air, and that's kind of freaking me out. So let's go ahead and throw a nice little not javelin at him.
Nice. That's not a javelin. That's not even a little bit like a javelin. And while it does strike true, the flying kobold remains in the air, apparently made of sturdier stuff than its kin.
That's terrible. And then I'll draw a dagger in my offhand.
Okay.
How close is the flying kobold to me?
He's
Is it, like,
about
right above me?
15 feet high of you, 15 feet above you.
Okay.
Enough to get a little bit of extra oomph on the rock he throws down on your head. Valandra, what are you doing about that, though?
That is a good question. Let's see here.
Both of the flying kobolds are about 30 feet in the air, but since you're on the cart and then standing up, perhaps 15 feet above you-ish.
Yeah. Could I... Okay, let's see. Forced movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity, right?
Very true.
So if the cart moves, I won't take attacks of opportunity from these guys?
Correct. Though the horses and the driver may.
Okay. Can I grab onto the cart but like lean off so I'm right here? Like still be grabbing on, but okay.
I think I'm picturing you have grabbed onto the cart, swing out and kind of plant your feet on the side of the cart, and like Roman charioteering off the side there.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So very acrobatic. That might require a check, perhaps. What are you doing while you're out there?
I'm casting Word of Radiance.
You know what? That seems like something you can keep both hands on the cart for. So well played.
Yeah.
Please go ahead and do so. DC 14 Constitution checks from 2 kobolds and a cultist. Going from left to right. That's 1.
Okay.
Wow. All right. Pass fail. And 3. All right. So that is going to be a really hurt kobold, but still standing. 1 who just shrugs it off, and a cultist who looks very pissed. But still conscious. Now, you still have a little bit of movement left. Are you pulling yourself back in, or are you hanging out there?
No, I'm not moving back in.
All right.
I'm smarter than that.
That's true. Good catch. Dusk. Valandra's up to some creative stuff. What are you doing?
I'm still gonna keep these horses barreling forward.
All right. So you've got 120 feet of movement at a dash. Where are you going with these horses?
I'm trying to find I guess the easiest place to turn it around would be just past these houses.
Okay. So go ahead and move yourself to the first point where, at a gallop, you're going to try and take a cart with a person hanging off the side full of treasure at a 90-degree corner. And in case you haven't picked up from all the words, there's probably going to be an animal handling check coming on.
Okay. Well, first, there's this kobold right in front of the horse.
He is floating in the air, so he's actually flying above you.
Okay, cool.
So your path is clear.
Okay, then let's roll animal handling.
Yes, please. No, why do you guys roll so well? I can't even come up with how difficult it'll be. Yes, you make that corner surprisingly well. Where are you going now?
If I can actually cut behind this house.
Okay.
Right.
So you're going to come on down here.
Yeah.
You're going to try and cut the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And how
Go.
far can you get, do you think?
Let's see, because that was 60 feet the first movement, and that's
Okay.
if I can freaking that's another 25 feet. And 35, I guess. So right around behind the house.
Roads where we're going, we don't need roads.
We don't need roads.
All right, so let's see. If I do my math right, you would be over there. You would be up there. And
I'm just imagining the cart lifting into the air.
yeah,
Oh God.
it's not
We
quite
don't
that
need
bad.
roads.
I mean, Dawn is sticking this like
And
she's done
then,
it her
and
whole
then
life.
traveling in time.
I
Okay.
mean, I can absolutely imagine Dusk being the kind of person who would try to ride an animal every time she saw it. Especially if this is a farm in town.
So Dusk, I think at this point you are weaving between houses over uneven ground. I'm not sure you have a clean shot at anything. I think that might be it for you. Yes.
Yeah, I don't have a clean shot or anything.
You got it. So that is going to bring us to Waverly. Waverly, nonsense is happening to the north of you. What are you doing there?
Let me see. I'm gonna shoot Brickhart, whatever his name is. Him.
Mm-hmm. Rick Hark. Oh, yes, you are going to shoot him.
Right through the eye.
Phew!
Absolutely.
Okay.
You he falls backwards and he hits the ground and his head's actually propped forward due to the arrow sticking out the back. It's a little bit weird. Anything else you're doing?
Yes, I'm going to run over to this side of the peak of the roof here and hide.
Absolutely may. Please give me a stealth check as you attempt to vanish. That's a pretty good stealth check. I don't think Mirsa is keeping track of where you are.
No one can shoot me now.
No, well, I wouldn't say that. But certainly no one close. In the meantime, Olsno. How far can you get Olsno? Olsno will flap through the air, hurl a rock with disadvantage. No. Not even sure where that one was going. That's going to bring up Igni. Igni piles onto the cart. Talaise. What you up to, Talaise?
All right, I'm gonna move, like right here into this bush.
Okay, you're digging in.
Tree, bush. I'm not sure what it is from up here.
It's a shrubbery.
It's a shrubbery. Okay. She's just kind of taking cover in there. She's not hiding. She's just kind of getting herself some cover because she's really hurt.
Absolutely.
Let's see. What do I got? Oh man. And then I'm gonna hold my attack action. I will ready a vicious mocking for possibly the kobold who's in the cart if he starts to move the cart.
Possibly the kobold. What would be the trigger for your vicious mockery? Him starting to move the cart?
Yes.
Okay. On movement of the cart, you will zap a kobold. In the meantime, Deanna has her moment in the sun. Whoa. That says 30, doesn't it?
Yep.
Deanna rushes forward, blades in hand, swinging the scimitar at Talaise, ready to protect the loot. I don't think a 5's going to do it, though.
Does not do it. Oh my god.
Does not do it. That's going to bring up Kozep, the goblin, who hops atop the cart. Does not seek to start it off. Instead, lobs a stone at Talaise with advantage, but a +2 to your +2 to you for cover. Does a 13 hit?
Yes.
A 13
Even
hits?
with +2 to your cover?
No. So the 15 minus 2 is 13. A 13 hits you?
Yeah, that's my armor class.
Oh. 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm dead.
Unconscious. Talise falls.
Oh no.
Vergark, quite dead. Sakska, quite dead. Dawn.
Dawn is going to stand up
Yeah.
from his cover for the moment. Then he has clear shots at these guys over here.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to try to blast one just right off the cart, hopefully.
Okay. Nearer or farther from you on the cart?
Nearer.
Nearer. You got it.
Just because he's closer. Blank. Oh. Consistently rolls 9s, though.
Wait, 9? Where'd you... Oh, there it goes. I got a
And-
delay. That is a miss, unfortunately.
He will duck back down under his roof cover.
Cover provided. Chloe.
Well, shit. All right. I will pick up the Warhammer and come running. Hold on, Talise. And I will use 1 point from my pool to, bring her back.
Oh my god.
Just hang in there, stay down, and I'll kind of look evilly and growl towards Deanna.
What a fantastic gift that is, guys. Look at that.
That's so amazing.
That is a nice one. Please regain your hit points. Chloe, if I could ask you to double check, I thought you had to do that in batches of 5. I could be very, very wrong.
I have a pool of 5, as far as I understand it, and I can choose to use however many. So, I think I can just use 1 to bring her up, and then I have 4 in the pool left, as far as I understand it. But I will double check.
That's correct. Fair enough, but do double check. Any other actions or bonus actions for you?
No, that will be all.
All right, so that's going to bring up Ikminix.
So how many
Is
do I
that
have?
lay on
Just one?
hands?
Yeah, so I have another thing that I can expend all 5 hit points from the pool of healing to cure a disease or neutralize a poison, but I can just bring them up with the 1 from the pool. I can
that
click
give
the
me
whole thing.
1 hit point?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, unfortunately, that means that you are standing as Ikminix flies overhead and drops a stone. He has advantage.
Is she... Wait, I thought she was prone. I thought it, brought her, kept her from dying,
Yep,
but she has to use her...
He would normally have advantage.
Gotcha.
She is
Cool.
prone, so disadvantage. So on even with a +4 to your armor class due to the cover provided by the tree. It's a long shot, but he's feeling lucky. 21 reduces to 17, and then 7 points of bludgeoning damage as the rock comes crashing through the foliage on the just revived Talise.
I couldn't even say... I'm new to this paladin thing. I couldn't even have saved you if I gave you the whole pool. Sorry. But I'll kill these guys. Give me a minute.
So Ikminix remains flying about 30 feet above the ground, preparing his next stone. That brings up Greeld. Greeld.
I'm the new Waverly.
At least you can bring her back. At least you can bring her back 4 more times.
Right?
Just 1
Until it
point each
sticks.
time.
Yeah, assuming I ain't got any more of these giant mosquitoes around.
Greeld the Kobold rushes forward, eyes up Chloe, and launches a sling stone for 6 points of damage, I think. The dice are on fire tonight for both sides. That brings up Drip. No, sorry, Dehip. Dehip also eyeing Chloe. 14, I don't think.
No, that does not hit.
Joey, a plethora of targets have made themselves available to you. What are you doing?
I want the most valuable target. Is this guy in the way of getting onto the cart and being able to operate these horses?
He would be in the way of getting on the cart without going all the way around to the far side.
And then going under the horses would be difficult terrain. And then going around them would be...
That might be a little dangerous too. I mean, he is sort of in control of the horses right now.
Don't go under horses. That's a terrible idea.
I mean, you
And then
could
was
always
it
get
5
onto
feet onto the cart,
that.
or was it half standard movement onto the cart?
Standard movement under the cart if you're that creative. I will let you dive under horses.
Oh, no, I just want to go around and take 2 attacks at advantage from these kobolds. That's all
Okay.
I think. And then, is it an action to take control of the cart?
It would be a contested animal handling with the kobold to see who decides where the horses go.
That sounds awesome. We're doing that.
Okay. So where are you actually moving? If you wouldn't mind going 1 block at a time. All right. Did that just put you in reach of Greenest?
Not the walk around way, no, because we're talking
Okay.
30. It will. Don't worry. He'll get his day in the sun.
All right. So Greenest will take his day in the sun, striking at you with the dagger in his hand. No. The hip is just looking forward for this. Yes. The hip is like, ooh, now it's my turn.
That is the goal.
No. And now you are on the horses. And if you wouldn't mind giving me an animal handling check.
It just in Draconic will be like, hey guys, you guys might want to get off right now, or you're gonna die.
All right. You're going to need a 13 or better on this animal handling.
I'm gonna go ahead and burn my inspiration on this one.
You certainly may now with advantage. Yeah, that's a lot better than a 13.
You didn't even need it.
You
Didn't
have
even
control.
need it.
You have control of the horses. You may make them move up to their movement or make them dash and go twice that, which would be 120 feet.
Run
Bye,
over these 3.
guys.
Run over
Through
these
the
3.
cobalt.
That's hilarious.
Yes, do that.
I'm gonna say if you aim for those kobolds, you're probably hitting the shrubbery. That's this isn't like Tail Whip City here.
Yeah, no, the goal is to get the cart out. So it's gonna go down here, and then down here, and then
Alright.
probably have enough movement to like right itself and start going this way.
So he started out over here, and Chloe's probably like, Joey, get him! Joey, where you... Zoom.
Well, Chloe still has an unconscious Talace, like, by the arm.
Yeah, and I look up, and I'm completely surrounded, and you just stay down.
That's not a problem. She's out.
He is currently out. So Valandra, you're currently dangling off the side of a cart, I think. As we
Indeed,
pan
I
back to this scene of madness. What do you like to do?
Just a moment here. Let's see. That is too far. Can I hold action until after dusk goes?
So what would you like to? You are the bottom of the turn order, so you cannot move lower than that. So the lowest you can go is 0. You can hold action, but you'd have to tell me what you're doing.
Okay. Depends on what dusk is doing. Let's see. I will. If I get close enough to these 3,
Okay.
I'm gonna try and Word of Radiance them.
Okay. So you can hold your Word of Radiance till the point where you want to trigger it, knowing that
Okay.
you're trying to ideal spot Word of Radiance. You let me know if she goes where you want. Dusk. That then brings it to you. Where are you going with this horse and carriage of yours?
I'm gonna barrel right into Dip, Grilled, and Dana.
Okay.
Because I have enough movement to do that.
You may certainly do so. If you could roll me an attack roll once more.
Okay.
Nice.
Very nice.
That is a good roll. Let's see what that really is. That's really only a 10 though. You get all those bonuses. So really all you rolled with your horse and wagon was a 10. Which means they do manage to get shoved out of the way without damage. But there's a damaging somebody coming by. Would that damaging somebody like to roll their Word of Radiance?
That damaging somebody would. Oh,
It's not an awesome one, but it could be important.
it could
It's gonna
kill
go.
the hip.
You can one. Yeah.
Could be. Let's see. Dehib, how you doing, buddy? Dehib's okay.
Ah,
Damn
no.
Not so much for the next. And for the cultist, doing just fine. Now, an important question. Dusk, where are you going now?
So since there's an opening right above, like to the northeast,
Okay.
just an easy circle around.
Okay. So kind of up in this direction here?
Yep. And then I can just circle.
All
And
right. And we're going to figure you're probably going to make it about this way you're talking?
oh no, like in that big
Up top.
the
Up top.
crossroads. See the
I
crossroads?
got you.
Like just circle around and come.
Very confused horses all of a sudden. All right, we're going to get you up there. That's going to be about your movement. And that's going to bring us back down to Waverly.
All right.
Now, Chloe, just before we do this, Chloe, you're just seeing your orphan friends go by in carts, zipping all over the places. You're like holding Talays together. Now then, Waverly.
Okay.
All the way up there.
Let's see. Can I? Oh, wrong cursor. Okay. I'm gonna jump out of hiding from that spot there and shoot Mirsa.
Okay. Mirsa. I seriously doubt it's going to have an idea what's going on. That's not how to type an R. Anything. I don't even know what I tried. You had a 20-something, I think, didn't you?
21.
I did. Yeah.
So, yeah,
can
that's
draw.
with advantage
Okay.
on this shot, please.
See, this is what I was trying to do. Although my color doesn't show up very well.
Whoops.
You might do 4 points of damage if you do well on the roll. 22 is plenty. 10 is a lot. 14 is even more.
I did not mean to click my sneak attack first.
Mirsa, very, very dead right now.
Okay.
Didn't even see it coming.
All right. How high up is this roof?
It's about a 10-foot at the bottom of the eave. So, it's 8 foot at the wall, and then, you got a little eave going on up there.
Okay. I'm gonna drop, get to the end of the eave and then drop myself down.
Sure. It's less than 10 feet, so no damage taken.
Okay. And then let me see. I'm going to have to get a little bit closer to the action, what's going on. So I'm going to run over here, and I'm going to get up onto this roof.
Okay. So give me an acrobatics check. Give me an acrobatics check as you scamper down and then scamper. Oh yeah, you're good at this.
Woo! All right.
So Waverly
Now
is
I'm
on the
ready.
little roof now.
I am ready for the next round.
Fair deal. That's going to bring up.
Can I hide as a bonus action?
You certainly may. You're a good at that bonus action person, so please go ahead.
All right. Oh, not my best.
Not a great one, but it is a one. So 30 feet in the air, Oknazo, however we say, floats above Chloe, but is exhausted getting there and cannot hurl their rock. Igni, where are you? Oh, you're on a cart. Igni stabs at Joey, trying his best with advantage. 15, I don't think.
Clang.
Clang. Tlaze, I'm going to need to ask you for a death saving throw.
Okay.
You are at 0 and 0, so no danger at the moment. Well, no extreme danger at the moment. Oh, please mark off a fail. You struggle for life, but don't find it. That's going to bring up Deanna, who steps up, swings a scimitar at Chloe. Don't think an 8's going to do it, though.
Nope.
Kozap, sitting next to Joey, very confused, just starts stabbing. Maybe. 18?
Oh. Boo.
Ooh. A little bit of blood, maybe, but only 3 points of blood. Dawn.
He is, him and Waverly have the same thought process going on. He's going to use his feline agility and ninja skills to scoot down, then get up on top of this roof. He is going to fire at this flying dude there.
Okay. 14 hits.
Bam.
Yeah.
12 is plenty.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then he is going to duck down for his cover. Up
Chloe,
this end.
a kobold body strikes your shoulder and hits the ground as it falls out of the air above you. No damage dealt. Anything else for you, Dawn?
Nope.
Nope.
All he could do.
All right, Chloe, you got one kobold 30 feet above, another one that just fell at your side. You've got a cultist nearby and several sling stone throwers. Also Tlaze, gasping for breath at your feet. What you doing?
So in the span of the minute, seeing her brother take off and the cart also run away and feeling kind of alone, she turns back and sees Dawn, zap one out of the air, and she knows her friends are behind her, but she also knows that she's not going to live past this if she, spends too much time trying to bring her back up. So she'll just, whisper down there, just hold on. And she gets up and tries to swing her warhammer at the cultist in front of her.
You do smash it with your hammer. 5 points of damage is enough to strike down the cultist. He falls next to Tlaze. Both of them doing that gaspy, horrible thing. An additional action or movement for you.
Yeah, I'm going to hop over these two dead bodies and, kind of protectively over Tilly's crouch towards the kobolds.
You got it. That's going to bring up Ikmanix, who has to now fly to catch up with Chloe from above, dropping down a stone, now with advantage due to pack tactics. 21 for 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
Ikmanix smiles and hisses down at you. That brings up Greeld, standing right in front of Chloe. Dagger in hand, strikes forward. No advantage. 19, though?
Yeah.
3 points of piercing damage. Dehip, stepping it up. Dagger in hand, with advantage. 19 again for 4.
And I'm down.
Chloe falls unconscious. Joey, you've got 2 kobold captives and a cart. Things seem a little dire behind you. What you up to?
All right. Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my maul. I'm going to stab this Kozap with dagger because he's right there.
You stab the hell out of him, and off he goes, and dead he goes. And then what?
All right. Well, my original plan was to get the cart just straight to the gate, and now that the cart has, in general, been seen by our hostage-taking cultists, now it's time for safety. So, 25, 95. Is that
Okay.
going to be like 120 to get it around somewhere around here?
We can call it in around that area.
And then as my bonus action,
Please don't block the way for the other card.
it's where it is. And then I'm going to throw my drawn offhand dagger at
Okay.
Grilled, who is right here, kind of just as I'm
He's-
rolling by.
Certainly is one thing, though. You're going to be at disadvantage. You have somebody next to you, and that's a ranged attack.
I mean, can I even get that far with it, considering that I'm going around? Like, I thought it would be like...
Oh, you are in control of the horses. You can choose where to stop. Where would you like to be?
Yeah, if no further, then I guess further up as the stop.
So you guys
That's
are both going to be
better.
taking the loop. Seems like the way to go. That's going to be a kobold up there, and that's going to be a U over there. And wow,
Hey, that 2 damage though.
that 2 damage though. That
Enough,
2 damage
enough
though.
to drop him.
Joey, you still have your own movement, and then I think that's about it for you. What are you doing?
I am not moving. I am not using any of that movement.
Yep.
I'll just stare at Igni and then I'll be like, seriously, I just killed that other guy. Like, if you don't want to die, you stay here or not. It's your choice.
got
All
a
that
point.
communicated with a glance. I mean, he has emotive eyes, does Joey? Volandra, you're getting the ride of perhaps your life at this point. What are you doing up there?
I am going to ready an action to when the cart gets within 30 feet of my 2 downed companions here.
Okay.
I will use my channel divinity to preserve life.
Ooh. The healer's pulling out the stops. Valandra,
That's the
noted?
last I got, guys. So
So stop
Noted.
dying, right?
yeah, please.
I'm trying.
Dusk,
After this, I'm out.
Dusk in control of the horses. What are you doing?
I'm gonna follow that path and charge into the kobolds that are still up.
All
Or at
right.
least the one kobold on the ground who's still up.
That's going to bring you around. Give me an attack roll with those horses one more time.
Mm-hmm.
And that is only a 10 again. Your attacks look so good with all the stats.
Yep. I'm not
But-
rolling very good.
When using an improvised horse weapon, just not there. All right.
So that's within 30 feet.
That is well within 30 feet.
So
please announce what you are
Preserve
doing.
life. Each of those 2 will get 5 hit points.
Yay.
Whew. And I'm back down to 0 death saving throws, right?
And you're reset on your death saving
Yep.
throw. Absolutely. Well healed. Dusk, you still have your actions, your movement, and your bonus actions, if you should choose. I'm going to say, because of all the swerving involved in this attack, that's probably where you're going to be at the moment.
Okay. So, I do still have a dart, so I want to try and aim for the one that's up in the sky.
Absolutely may.
So let's roll for that. Doop, doop, doop.
Ooh, well thrown dart. It does strike home. Please roll me damage.
Okay.
That is plenty. The kobold falls to the ground. Waverly, it comes to you.
All right. I guess I got one more kobold left over here.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? I can't see his name.
His name
oh,
is
it's-
Last Man Standing.
Okay, last man standing it is.
I believe that is Dihip.
All right. Well, I'm gonna shoot him.
Yes, you are. And that is more than enough to end Dihip.
Because I had sneak attack on there if needed, I guess. Or maybe no. Oh no, never mind. No.
Oh no, she is back up. She's at 5
Chloe,
hit points.
Chloe is up. Okay.
Chloe is up.
She is up.
She's laying down on the job, but she is active.
She's not unconscious, so it would have been, but don't need it. Okay.
So we are going to close the turn order.
What about Igni?
Igni, wait, where's Igni?
Up there.
Hey, I told him
He's
he
still
had
on
a
the cart.
choice. He could get off
He's
the
still on
cart,
the cart.
or he could die.
Could still fire at Igni.
Where's Igni at? Ooh, hey, Igni's gonna get a shot at this. Igni's gonna take Joey out all by himself. Come on, Igni. Igni, triple crit. Ready? Let's see it, buddy.
I told you.
Would anybody mind delays or someone dealing with Igni on the back of the cart? Or what are you guys doing?
Here's the thing. Talise has no idea that's even there.
Fair
so,
enough.
but she is regained conscious enough. She's on the ground in the middle of a bunch of bushes. She has no idea that that's even happening.
Fair deal.
Dawn Kid is a clear shot. Maybe hit.
All right, so I will let you guys all, anybody who's got a clear shot, please take a clear shot. And we'll see if you can put Igni's light out.
Okay, dex saving throw then.
Oh my god, Dawn!
That's...
Oh, or not necessary.
I just want to specify
Not
that that's
necessary.
not a 9.
That was amazing.
Wow.
You're dead.
From way off screen comes the blast.
All right. So, yes, with panache, Igni is struck down, leaving the orphans.
From 3 directions at once.
You know, when you're going to
Guerrilla
finish them off,
warfare.
you want to finish them off all the way.
Coup de grace.
I think we should all get up on a cart
And go for a
and
ride.
get out.
I think
Talise
that
wants to search
sounds-
the bodies around her to see if anybody has a healing potion.
I think that all sounds like an excellent plan. But before that happens, something else will. And before that something else happens, what we're going to do is say, hey, does anybody need a drink or a break? Otherwise, we're going to dive in, and it's probably going to continue for about another hour. So does anybody need that drink or break?
I'm good for another hour.
I need a minute, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
let
let's-
me just get some more water. Or
You got it. So let's do the 3 to 5 minute break, and then we'll be back. Don't feel rushed, except I'm rushing.
Yeah,
Oh my
okay. I might not be able to stay for that. I work at like 3 a.m.
Oh,
Yeah, I
no,
might not
no,
be able
sorry,
to stay for another full hour.
Hang on, no, sorry. That was a Casey totally blowing looking at the clock thing. It is 9 o'clock. The time completely flew by me. So let's do our quick break, and then we'll pick up with Tavern Talk. I apologize. Thank you. I'm bad at math.
I can't stay for Tavern Talk today, unfortunately.
So congratulations. You have cleared the looters who were taking the cart. Unfortunately, that wasn't the dramatic end I was expecting for Greenest. You still have something to do.
Oh my
You guys
gosh.
are just heroes striking out, doing things that you're not supposed to get involved in. And then rolling crit everything. So I will do a little math. I will calculate some experience and award it. But you are now out in the field, a little dinged up, as the high drama event is about to unfold. And we'll pick that one back up next week. So leave your folks as you are. No resting available and we'll see what happens. I think it might have something to do with that cleared area in the town square and all that digging, and why those kobolds just watched you wheel around on the carts rather than getting involved.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking the whole time, too.
They had something else in mind. So we'll pick that one up next week. I apologize for being horrible at time. Sin, thanks for catching me there. And we will do our quick breaks. Anybody who wants to hang around for a little bit of chit chat, I will do some math. You will not have time to do looting just yet. Maybe a little later.
Thank you.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
I'll be back in a minute.
By the way, as we wrap, thank you to the folks who did join. I was keeping an eye on the Twitch. You guys were super amusing. And do please remember to hit the follows on both the Twitch and the YouTube. And the reason for both, as maybe I've hinted in the past, if we hit both goals, Twitch and YouTube, it's a duet musical, which means Chloe and Joey, those two voices, who are our co-DMs in the other game, they'll sing songs.
Yay. Please do that thing.
All right. And then I'm going to hop off. I'm going to go grab a drink. I'll be right back. Talk to you guys in a few.
All right.
Good night, guys. I gotta run.
Thanks,
Night.
all.
Yeah.
Good night.
And now I will be back in a minute. Just gotta feed my cat because she's yelling at me.
Fair.
Oh, we got a Twitch follower.
Hello, Twitch follower.
Hello, Twitch follower. By the name of Torchlock. Welcome, Torchlock.
the first sentence would be?
Yeah, like if we had not participated,
Hang
I would
on,
love
I'm
to. I would love to
happy
know.
share that with you.
I would
I'm
love to know.
I'm always happy to share. Hang on here. Where's the? Let me see if it's actually in my stuff here, or if it's just in the actual hand booklet. Greenest. Do. Where's it at? Each time, retreat, sneak, kill, maim, destroy, dragon, acolytes, ambush drakes, traps in the mill, fires, smoke. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going
glad we avoided those. The
on.
traps in the mill.
The trap in the mill was a good one. Getting away from that. All right, I can't find it now. When I find it, I will let you know. But on the upside, you guys have successfully assisted the town.
How successfully would you say?
I would say you've a couple of kobolds and cultists successfully. Let's see how many kobolds and cultists you have successfully assisted the town. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Anybody hiding under there?
I think each group by the cards was 7.
Yep, so that would be 14 assists of the town. And math. Math says 14 times 25 divided by, there are 7 of you? 1, 2, 3,
I believe so.
5, 6, 8, 3, 6, 7. Yep, 7 of you.
That's 50 each for that.
That is 50 experience points worth of assisting the town. And you've just gained 2 cartloads of treasure that are now scattered all over the ground. All the cards.
It was too much to hope we'd make 3rd level and get our spells back before
Right.
whatever's about to happen here.
50 more experience points,
50
and
more experience.
I would have been okay.
And it would have been a whole different ball game than what's
There would have
about
been
to
so
go
many
down.
heals.
Nope. There is some stuff about to go down. You know what? Let's stoke some of the drama.
Oh dear.
Where's my GM layer? Where's my GM layer? So let's put this on the map like it's supposed to be.
Oh god, that's a fire pit. He's not even done making it. It's a pit of fire. They're just gonna throw people in it. And they're perfectly circled around. Yeah, that's a fire pit.
5, 9, 4. Takes like 50 minutes to get there.
So who all actually shared what they'd been doing in the year off?
Valandra was about to when you said, "Did anyone do anything not suspicious?" But then we interrogated the.
Yeah, so
Then
Valandra,
the
Talise also
prisoner
did not
started
share.
talking again, so she didn't
Talise
actually get a
also
chance to.
didn't share where she's been. She kind of didn't share that on. She did not volunteer it for a reason.
I think there will need to be a little more sharing happening.
Eventually,
But
yes.
Joey prefers to share through his actions, not his words. Clearly, he's developed skills driving a cart and also murdering things on the cart that he's driving.
And speaking Draconic.
And speaking Draconic.
And speaking Draconic, yes. That was a little surprise twist that I wasn't expecting. That I think Dawn got questioned on the Draconic first, and then it was and Joey too. I thought that would have gone the other way around.
I'm amused that Valandra hasn't gotten questioned on that, or like anything else.
See,
Hanging off the side of a cart, healing people, and blasting enemies left and right.
which was pretty cool.
That was
Pretty
that
superhero-y.
that was nice. That was very nice.
I think Dawn and I talked about the fact that they both knew Draconic. It wasn't like a surprise, because I think Athy and I discussed like, yeah, they probably like spoke it off of each other as they grew up because they were both interested in learning it.
Okay.
I just didn't know that Joey had it, so we took it in character. It was a surprise.
I'm gonna say Valandra learned it just following you guys around and listening to you.
Soaking it in.
And you guys might not have realized that either, but... But apparently it wasn't too surprising, so...
Well, you seem studious though. I think
Yeah.
I think Valand. I think we might have Joey pegged as a bit of a meathead. I'm not sure.
Kind of a jock.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a jock who's very good at languages, apparently.
Apparently, he just picks up a few things. I still want to know what Joey did for money. The spangly thong intrigues me.
Wait. Spangly thong. What? Wait, what?
Oh.
Was that serious? Were you for real?
No. Well, that was so. Sin, and I forgot to announce stuff. I'm a bad person. Yeah. So we will fill in some of that. Are you okay with the stream? Was it just the system being a badonk?
I gotta head out, guys.
Oh, have a great night. Thank you.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah. See you next week.
Yep. Yeah. So eventually, when I remember, I will be asking the audience and anyone who happens to want to do things, to supply 2 potential things, or 3. So 3 things: monsters with names, objects with backstories, and rumors about the party, which can be true about your backstories, false about what you've done since you've been in the system. Just basically the rumors that get around about you folks. One of which I have decided is the spangly thong for Joey. Not sure why. Perhaps because he went down to to earn money as
Did he really?
Who knows?
He went down into too.
He went down to to earn money. Joey? Yeah, Joey headed down to
Hey,
How far into was he?
I don't know. Joey, how far to did you get?
I gotta go where the money is.
Gotta go where the money is.
Well, I'm asking out of character because Talais also ended up in
Well, if you gotta go to and you gotta get coin, you gotta go to the city of coin.
Okay, so you went all the way to Athkatla.
It's a long trip. Gotta be money both ways.
Okay, that's fair. She only made it as far as Crimor.
So were you stripping?
Which
Well,
is the obvious hinting.
Do carts usually have pulls? No, not the ones that I ran into anyway.
I didn't know that they had strip joints in all.
Of course. Why wouldn't they?
Strip joints are everywhere.
Why not?
Me, who is like completely clueless about most D&D things, do all these towns like have wiki pages or something, or? I have no idea.
Yes. What's the general D&D wiki? Is it wiki something? Hang on.
There's like 18 of them.
Yeah, there's the
Yeah.
Forgotten Realms wiki. I spent
So
some time in it today.
so the Sword Coast, which is the area that you guys are primarily going to be running up and down, which looks, if you're still connected, kind of like this. Why am I being so dumb? No, I have to actually drag you guys over there, or you won't see anything. There you go. So that's the Sword Coast, and it is called such because it happens to be next to the Sea of Swords. Way up north, way up north is Icewind Dale, i.e. Dritzt's home. And going south from there, you've got Neverwinter. And further south from there, you've got Waterdeep, which is where all the best nobles come from. And then keep going south, you hit Baldur's Gate. And then even further south, you start heading to You guys will probably maybe not be traveling to in this module. You're mostly heading northish. You don't know that, of course, but you can see where the map shows you. Most of the places on here, like Candlekeep and Baragost and Baradusk and Greenest and and that sort of thing, if you head to the wiki pages, you'll see information about them. Because the wikis aren't made with spoiler prevention in mind, if you look up Greenest, for example, you will probably see reference to the events that are happening to you guys right now. Some of the Baldur's Gate stuff, some of the Waterdeep stuff, it'll mention some of the adventures that you're about to have. Don't worry too much about that. If you want to pick up some background information, feel free to read it. If you just want to make up something off the top of your head, that's okay. We'll turn it into canon for you. In general, is the place where everything is for sale and everything has a price. So you can pretty much buy and sell anything or anyone if you're strong enough to get them under control.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said with me in earshot.
What's that?
Everything has a price.
Yeah.
Because he likes money.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't very far from Athkatla, so I might have heard some rumors about strippers. I don't know. I'll find out.
Just on the general Casey's worldview note, I don't expect it to come up often, but should you guys ever wish companionship, readily available, no shame associated with it. Marriage is very ill-defined since there's 80 religions, each of which have their own god and very different opinions on the idea. As long as both parties are consenting and they generally exchange coin, sure, go for it. Or not. Doesn't matter to me. I will not be role-playing any of those because I'm not very good at it. And we'll leave it at that. I'm like,
Oh,
baby. And you're like, no, not the goblin. I'm like, what?
Oh my god.
No. That's a fade to black kind of thing.
That is a fade to black kind of thing. Yeah. But as far as the world view goes, there are no, in most of the good towns, there are no beaten men, beaten women, slave trade, that sort of thing in the good towns. In there is an active slave trade. So, watch where you walk. But they're generally more interested in you for labor and souls and blood, possibly as a replacement eyeball for a lich. They got better things to do with you than, make babies.
Yeah, all I knew about is that Dust probably did not want to be there. That's all I knew.
I mean, it is a nice town if you've got money. A lot of money.
She does not, I don't think.
You guys don't strike me as big spenders. Taliyah's a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit, but I think it's other people's money.
Yes, I was just going to say the same thing. It's like she would rather spend someone else's money.
You put on a good show, but your checkbook's always in your other pants.
If you're gonna spend money, might as well be other people's.
It's very true.
Most of her money belongs to other people.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, some people are really good with swords. And some of us have a really pretty face. I mean,
Hey.
you use what the gods gave you.
And don't forget the importance of body language.
Oh, wow. Did we just go Little Mermaid in
Of
here?
course we hey.
It was so hard to not add a ha at the end of that.
Ha! Can't do it. Oh boy. So let's see here. What
Dusk is too clueless for everything.
No traveling south for Dusk. No traveling south. The slave trade in is bustling.
Yes. Yes. The Amnite Society is a little bit loose on the morality. Let's go with that one. I have a character who absolutely adores it, but
I know so much about it because I love Baldur's Gate 2.
That's it. That is a good one.
You spend a lot of time in Baldur's Gate 2.
You do.
Breaking up a lot of slavery rings.
There are a few of those.
Or, if you decide to, you can make them worse.
Also an option.
But I've never done that option.
I'm working hard to do that option in somebody else's campaign right now.
You're trying to make slavery a thing?
We don't call it slavery.
We call it universal employment.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Prisoners with jobs.
Prisoners with jobs. It's 100% employment rate. There is no such thing as unemployment.
Speaking of universes, more or less, where does this fit in the Casey-verse?
Where does this
time
fit in the Casey-verse time? At this point, some adventurers to the north have recently disappeared while dealing with some issues in the Sunless Citadel.
Okay.
Somewhere to the north, a dwarf of good repute has released a book entitled Tordex Folio of Flattened Foes. Very popular, even more popular than the Pressed Fairies book. And that was after having an encounter with the folks recovering the mines of Phandelver. So I gave credit away on that one already to other folk. Because I really like some of the book names that we came up while we were doing that little skit. But that's about it. So, Barovia is still lost. No one knows where that is. Dritzt got his ass kicked a little while ago by a little kid. He took his swords and then kicked the crap out of him because they're freaking +5s and anyone can win with a +5 sword. But that's beside the point, probably.
How long does it? Okay, so I'm looking at this giant map.
Mhm.
How long would it take feasibly to go all the way up north to around, say, I guess Neverwinter height, and then back?
So you are looking at a distance of about 1,000 miles.
Okay.
Uh,
Need some sense of scale.
5e travel is hang on. Oh, I used to know this. Ba-da-ba-bum. Normal pace is 24 miles in a day. So 1,000 divided by roughly 20. So in 50 days of travel, you could get from the bottom to the top of the Sword Coast, assuming no time-taking encounters. Now, generally, that's more of a months of travel sort of thing, because you're going to go from town to town, you're going to resupply, do whatever trade you have to do there, move on. Not a lot of people just go, hey, for the next 50 days, I'm walking north. Unless you really have to be there for some reason.
Nah. I'm
Plus,
just trying to figure out, like, places, I guess, the cat could have wandered.
So you would probably, in a year, I mean, you could have traveled as far north as you wished. But the big towns, kind of the things to do, Baldur's Gate, Waterdeep, is probably as far north as you would have wanted to go, unless you had a real good reason to travel. Because traveling is expensive. And you didn't have a lot of money to travel with. So since you probably needed to work for your food or hunt, perhaps, you wouldn't be able to just go. You'd have to spend a couple of days working jobs or hunting or whatever you needed to do before you could continue on. Now, if you happen to be employed with a caravan where you're getting paid to travel, you can get all over the place. And like I said, no holds barred. So if you wanted to go all the way up to Icewind Dale and hunt polar bears, you may certainly have done so.
I don't think Waverly is really the hunting polar bears type.
I could see Waverly hunting polar bears.
Not without some backup.
You know, I hear one of the ways they hunt polar bears is they take meat and they wrap it around small spikes like caltrops, and then they let the meat freeze. Then they put the meat out so that the bear eats the meat, and then the spikes, after the meat is melted, pierce the bear from the inside and it dies. And that's a way to hunt the polar bear. So I'm thinking if they just take a piece of meat and wrap it around Waverly, and then you can just Drax your way out of the inside, like the intro from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 there.
Oh, I can't fail.
That's you have defeated the beast. What could possibly go wrong? I hear Kraken. That's also the way to hunt Kraken.
Kraken.
But as far as travel and world knowledge goes, don't worry if you don't, as a person, know a whole lot about it. Just pick an area that you like and maybe learn 1 or 2 things, or don't even worry about it at all. You might have spent the year wandering around and just not really have learned anything. You know, you might have just barely made it from one odd job to the next, or maybe you succeeded fantastically and spent the entire time in a drunken stupor. I mean, you got out there, somebody was like, hey, you're like, hey, like, you want to drink and fight? You're like, yeah, I love to drink and fight. Yeah, I want a cheesy poof. There are no wrong answers. There are so many things on this map. Is there anything I really don't want to expose on this map?
It's so big.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to look real close.
No, kitty.
No, kitty, it's a bad kitty.
My cheesy poops.
It's my pie. All right. So I don't see anything I'm not supposed to show you guys. So if something is on here that you're not supposed to see, pretend you don't see it.
I'm stealing your verbiage, Casey, for a tweet.
What's that? What tweet? What'd I do?
What? So the way that I can do the contest thing is once I have like a few options, we can have the people that are in the stream vote on those options. So I'm going to post on Twitter this week and see if we can get some good artwork, book, song titles to put up there. But I stole your verbiage for it.
I'm not even sure it's my verbiage. I just say things. I say lots of things. All right, I think I turned most of the names on the map.
Oh, nice.
So if you see a name on the map, odds are you can look it up and see what's there. But the tradeway, which is this kind of big road here, which you guys can't see if I'm not on the right layer, like that big road kind of going up that way, and then the coastway going up this way, are pretty much the only way decent folk would go. Now, certain tabaxi may go right through the wood of sharp teeth towards Baldur's Gate. It is a learning experience. And if you look up the wood of shark teeth, you'll see the Forgotten Realms wiki has a little bit of information on there. And basically what it says is there are things that have sharp teeth in there. You probably avoided most of the bigger things with sharp teeth. But, you know, some people get lucky, some people get unlucky.
Let's see. Oh, wow. Okay. I just like opened up the wiki page. It's like dire beasts, dragons, hydras, satyrs, giants, and werewolves.
So, yes, there are quite a number of unfriendly things about in there. However, you know, you actually look a little werewolfish sometimes.
I know, that's what I was just about to say.
So they might have just been like, yo, you're like, yo, like, they're friendly. Just keep going.
Oh my god. I could absolutely see that happening though. Like, I don't know anything about how werewolves work in 5e. Are they like a sentient race? Or...
werewolves. Two basic types of werewolves. If you're bitten, it sucks. You are cursed. You turn into werewolf generally uncontrollably, and you have a bad day. Born a werewolf, which happens if two cursed werewolves mate, or two born werewolves mate, a little more control over what you want to do. You can basically flip back and forth when you want, and tend to be evil. But there are a very few good ones. Most of the time, werewolves are evil, bad, bite you, curse you, destroy society kind of folks.
Okay.
But there's just like there's a good drow, I guess. There are a few good werewolves.
Okay. I just find the concept really amusing that Dusk would have just been like ignored because it's okay. That looks like a werewolfish person.
I mean, from a distance read, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Furry, upright, stalking through the forest. Why trouble him?
Trying to learn about all the cities. I love wikis.
And while I do have a smattering of knowledge from all over the place, it is by no means complete. So if you would like something to be correct or incorrect, feel free to let me know what that is.
Okay. I just feel like Dusk in general would have just been the kind of person who one would have gone to like pick up a trade probably in Baldur's Gate because that's a really big trade town.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that probably just wandered around to like see things
Sure.
and make coin along the way.
Got it. And I think you said you picked up Tinker's trades, correct?
Yep.
So a good way to learn your area, because you basically came from Greenest, would probably be, hey, you headed over to Baldur's Gate, you spent a little time refining your skills, figuring out what was good, and then maybe you headed over to Scornoble, stopping at Eltrul along the way, down to Bear Dusk, and then back to Greenest, and kind of did the loop, stopping in towns to work as a tinker until everything was basically fixed. Maybe you shot all the way up the trade road to Dragon Spear, took a look at the high moor, be like, wow, that's really open and boring, and then come back down. Or, maybe you headed out into the deserts. Really go anywhere you want from there. But heading up to Waterdeep, the Water Delvin Nobles are the best. Heading up to Tribor, they're okay.
I feel like Waterdeep is probably as far north as she would have gotten.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Some cool stuff up in there.
and she probably spent a lot of time just along the coasts in general because water is fun.
Water is fun. There's a lot of boats out there.
Oh, I wonder.
Speaking of which, there are a lot of boats out there. So do not think that you are restricted to walking. You could certainly have hired aboard a boat or bought passage on a boat and done a little bit of cruising about.
Oh, she probably would have tried to find home.
Home is pretty far away.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Probably she'd never raised up enough money to afford going.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people head to the Tabaxi homeland. I'm trying to remember where that is.